Hey everyone, today we're talking about rare state quarters that could be worth big money. Check your change for the 2004 Wisconsin quarter with an extra leaf on the corn. It's super rare and can be worth hundreds. Look for the 2007 Idaho and Montana quarters too. Some have small mint errors that make them valuable. Also, the 1999 Georgia quarter from the first year of the series can be worth more, especially with any mistakes. So check your coin jars and pockets, you might have a hidden treasure. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. It's the 2004 Wisconsin state quarter. This coin might look like any other quarter, but a small mistake during the minting process made it super rare. Some of these coins have sold for thousands of dollars, and in the best condition, they can be worth up to $20,000. Let's start with a little background. In 2004, the U.S. Mint released the Wisconsin quarter as part of the state quarters program. Each state got its own coin, with a special design that shows something important or famous from that state. The Wisconsin quarter shows a cow, a wheel of cheese, and an ear of corn. These things stand for farming, which is a big part of life in Wisconsin. Now, the interesting part is the corn. Most of the coins look normal, with just one leaf sticking out from the left side of the corn. But some of these quarters have a small extra leaf, and there are two kinds of this mistake. One is called the high leaf, and the other is the low leaf. On the high leaf coin, the extra leaf sticks out above the normal one. On the low leaf coin, it hangs below. These mistakes were not supposed to happen. They were likely caused by damage to the machine that makes the coins, or maybe someone at the mint made a small error. The U.S. Mint never gave a clear answer about how this happened, which makes these coins even more fun to collect. Because these extra leaf coins are so rare, they are worth a lot to coin collectors. People love coins with mistakes, especially when they are hard to find. If you happen to find one of these rare coins in great shape, you could make a lot of money. A high leaf error in top condition has sold for as much as $20,000. Even if the coin has been used and has some wear, it could still sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Low leaf coins are also valuable, sometimes going for $3,000 to $6,000 in good condition. These coins were made at the Philadelphia Mint, so you'll see a P mint mark under the year 2004 on the coin. If your Wisconsin quarter has a D for Denver, it won't be one of the error coins, so make sure to check for that P. If you want to look for one, try checking old coin jars, piggy banks, or rolls of quarters from the bank. It's not very likely, but some people have found them in everyday change. You'll need a good light and maybe a magnifying glass to check the corn stalk on the back of the coin. Look closely to see if there's an extra leaf. It can be small, but once you know what to look for, it gets easier. And one important tip, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can make the coin worth less, even if it looks nicer. If you think you have one, put it in a safe place, and take it to a coin expert, or shop to get it checked out. They can help you know the real value. So, the next time you're going through your change, keep an eye out for the 2004 Wisconsin quarter. That little extra leaf could be your lucky find. Who knows? A simple quarter in your pocket might just be worth thousands of dollars. Let me know if you'd like to turn this into a voiceover or video text with images and timing. This quarter came out in 1999 as part of the U.S. State Quarters program. That was a special program, where each state got its own design on the back of a quarter. Georgia was the fourth state in the series. On the back of the coin, there's a peach in the center. The peach is a symbol of Georgia. There's also an outline of the state, two oak branches, and a ribbon with the words, wisdom, justice, moderation. That's Georgia's state motto. Now let's talk about what makes some of these quarters so valuable. Most of them are common. Millions were made. If your coin is just a normal one, it's only worth 25 cents. But a small number of these coins were made with errors, and that's what makes them rare and special. One of the most famous errors is called the experimental planchet. This means the quarter was made using the wrong kind of metal. Some Georgia quarters were made on special golden colored blanks by mistake. These blanks were meant for the new Sacagawea dollars, not quarters, but somehow, they got used for the Georgia state quarter. These error coins look shiny, gold, and feel a little heavier than normal quarters. If you find one of these gold-looking Georgia quarters, don't spend it. These rare coins can be worth $5,000, $10,000, or even more if they're in good condition. Only a few of these exist, so collectors will pay a lot of money for them. Another thing to look for is off-center strikes. That means the design on the coin isn't centered. Sometimes part of the design is missing or cut off. These can also sell for hundreds of dollars. There are also doubled dies, which means some letters or images look like they're printed twice. This kind of mistake is small, but can raise the value a lot. To know if your Georgia quarter is valuable, first check the mint mark. You want the one with a P under the date. That stands for the Philadelphia Mint, where most of these special error coins were made. Then look closely at the color, weight, and edges of the coin. If it looks golden, feels heavier, or has no ridges on the edge, it could be one of the rare ones. Also, use a magnifying glass to check for any doubled letters or off-center designs. The Montana 2007 P State Quarter is part of the 50 State Quarters program by the U.S. Mint. This program started in 1999 and ended in 2008. Each state had its own special quarter, made to show something unique about its history or culture. The Montana Quarter was the 41st released, and came out in 2007. The P means it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. These coins were made for everyday use, but some can be worth more than face value if they are in very good shape or have mistakes. Montana became a state in 1889, and that year is shown on the quarter. The design on the back of the coin shows a large bison skull, in front of snowy mountains and wide plains. This picture represents Montana's wild and natural beauty. The bison is a symbol of the state's history, especially its Native American and cowboy roots. The words, Big Sky Country, are also written on the coin, which is Montana's nickname. This nickname comes from the huge open skies seen across the state. The coin's front side is the same as all state quarters, showing the head of George Washington. The Montana 2007 P quarter is made from a mix of copper and nickel. It weighs about 5.67 grams. It has a shiny edge with small ridges around it. These coins were made in large numbers. In total, the Philadelphia Mint made about 257 million of them, so most are not rare. You can still find them in your pocket change, at the bank, or in coin rolls. There was also a Denver version, marked with a D, and special proof versions made in San Francisco with an S mark. If your Montana quarter has been used a lot and is scratched or worn, it's usually worth just 25 cents. That's its face value. But if you have one in very clean and shiny condition, it can be worth more to collectors. A coin in mint condition, called Ms. or mint state, could sell for 50 cents to a few dollars. The highest grades, like Ms. 6.7 or Ms. 6.8, can be worth even more, maybe $20 to over $100. But these are harder to find and need to be checked by a coin expert. Some people also look for Montana quarters with errors. These are mistakes made at the mint when the coin was created. Even small mistakes can make a coin special. One common error is called a die chip or die crack. This happens when the tool that stamps the coin starts to break or wear out. It can leave extra bumps or lines on the coin, often near the bison skull or letters. These can be worth a few dollars, depending on how big or clear they are. Another kind of error is called a cud. This is when part of the edge is missing, and looks like a raised blob. If you find a cut on your quarter, it might be worth $20 or more. There are also coins with double images, called double die errors. These are not as common for the Montana quarter, but always check if the words or designs look like they were stamped twice. That kind of error can be worth more than regular coins. Off-center strikes are another type of mistake. This happens when the coin is not lined up right when stamped, so part of the design is missing. These can sell for $10 to $100 depending on how far off they are. If your quarter looks like it is copper showing on one side, it might be missing the top layer of metal. That's another rare error and could be worth $100 or more. If you want to find valuable Montana quarters, it helps to look through coin rolls from the bank. These rolls often have coins in better shape. Use a magnifying glass to look closely at the details, especially around the bison skull, the words, and the rim. You can also keep the best looking coins even if they aren't rare, just in case their value goes up later. It's also fun to collect them as part of a full 50-state set. The best way to tell if your quarter is valuable is to compare it to coins sold online, or to get it graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will check your coin's condition and give it an official grade. If your coin gets a high grade, it can be worth a lot more. Even if you don't want to sell your coin, it's good to know what it's worth. To sum it up, most Montana 2007 P quarters are still only worth 25 cents, especially if they have been used. But if you find one that is shiny and looks brand new, or if it has an error, it could be worth more. Look out for extra bumps, missing edges, or odd marks. Those small things can make a big difference. Collecting state quarters can be a fun and rewarding hobby. The Montana quarter is a great one to add to your collection because of its bold design and connection to American history and nature. Hey there, you won't believe what I'm about to tell you. One tiny Idaho quarter from 2007 might be hiding a secret worth thousands, or in wild lore, $50,000, $80,000, even $100,000. Imagine digging through your coins and finding one that could change everything. Stick around, because the story of the 2007 P Idaho State Quarter error just might blow your mind. Alright, let's keep it simple. The 2007 Idaho quarter shows a falcon standing above the outline of Idaho, with the words, Esto Perpetua, meaning, let it be forever. It's part of the 50-state quarters program. Over 294 million of these were minted at Philadelphia, the P mint mark, so ordinary versions are pretty common. Silver recyclers, Wikipedia. Now, most quarters are just 25 cents, but some rare error quarters can fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on the mistake and the condition. For the 2007 P Idaho quarter, a few error types have been spotted in the collecting world. One common problem is a lamination error, where the outer layer peels a bit due to a weak bond with the core. That error might sell for around $915 in a good grade like Ms. 64, back in 2021. The engineering info. Another issue is struck through errors, where grease or debris on the die leaves marks on the coin. People have seen examples listed on sites like eBay, but prices vary widely and rarely get into the thousands. eBay. When coins are graded very high, for example, Ms. 67, they might fetch around $25. According to a collector's site, Coin Auctions Help, price charts show Ms. 67 going for about $99, $143, Ms. 68 up to $119, and Ms. 70 maybe $179. So even in perfect shape, these error Idaho quarters usually sell for a few $100s at most. Price according USA Coin Book, 47.